Okay, we're getting a little foo-foo today. Obviously, if you saw the title of the episode and the thumbnail. So, on a recent podcast with Chris Ramsey, John Ramirez, former CIA, who I believe was the gentleman who had mentioned, I think, 2027 and has been very vocal about NHI and, you know, alien life being confirmed and has been pretty open about it. Well, there's a new interview, and the stuff that he says is beyond, you know, science fiction, and we are going to play that for you guys. And see, the interview I don't think has aired yet, but this just the preview of it alone, with the things that Ramirez is claiming is, I guess, pun intended, out of this world. So let me play this, and then we'll see what you guys think about it overall.
Has there ever been a situation that you were in where you've gotten confirmation of government's involvement with human-alien hybrids?
Yes.
Okay. From a credible source, you could say.
Yes.
They know about the hybrids.
Yes.
I mean, gun to your head right now, you would say absolutely.
Absolutely. Yes.
They were able to collect DNA from aliens.
John Ramirez, former CIA officer, 25-year career.
CIA had a program
To trace this alien DNA.
in certain families, and particularly their children were of interest to CIA.
The CIA was tracking the activity of hybrids, human-alien hybrids in the United States.
That, and going back in their lineage.
In that 25 years,
Did you encounter anyone you knew for sure was read into one of the deeper programs?
Yes.
Did you have a lot of interactions with this person?
Yes, I did.
my name was submitted for that particular compartment.
And the Pentagon came back and said, no, we're not going to read John Ramirez into that. No way.
You specifically?
You specifically cannot be read in. He said, you don't understand, John. This program is the highest secret, top secret in the entire United States government. This top secret information exceeds that of Manhattan Project. His branch,
Did operations under the sea, retrieving things.
Bob, one of my engineers, was looking at one of the manuals. It was that thick. And he left that on his desk. The title was UFO Propulsion Systems, Manual of Operations.
We were flying something that wasn't a satellite.
What did it look like?
It looked like an egg. I personally had only one, I would call bad, but not demonic, experience. And that experience was with a reptilian-like being that showed up in my condo when I lived in Washington, D.C. And the other, I can't identify because it was shrouded. It was wearing a cloak.
A hood.
A hood, yeah, a cloak and a hood. And they showed up one night, and they just, I woke up and they go,
Oh, don't mind us. We just want to let you know that we know you moved.
and then I went to medical services.
I had something done here.
And can I get those records? And said, sorry.
Your medical records are classified. You cannot have them.
Okay.
Wait, they classified your own medical records?
Implants are real.
Yeah.
It's not a conspiracy theory, and hybrids are real. That's not a conspiracy theory.
What do you make of that? You know, it's like I always say when you get stories like this, when we cover stories like this, that it's like my first thing is I go, let's go through all the scenarios that we can do in a situation like this, and let's take the doubter side of it, the place of, well, what if it's this instead, and how come this, right? So the first is, let's take the doubter side of it. And if you listen to the Wall Street Journal article and all of that and what they said about how this disinformation about making the public believe that there's alien life, other things along it, throws the focus off of anything else and then lands to, the idea that there are aliens among us, okay, and that it could be a disinformation campaign. And you could say, well, this is a former CIA agent, and why in the world would they allow him to say the types of things that he's been saying in these classified documents, other things? And because I always scratch my head and say, well, there's some things people can say, but there's other things that they can't. They go, oh, I can't say that. It's classified. I can't say that. But aliens are living among us, and there's a hybrid program. So you go, how does he get the clearance for that, if he does at all, or why are they letting him say it? And the idea could be, well, because they want him to be saying this stuff. That's a side that you could definitely take on this. Now, the other side of it is, okay, here's somebody who they're saying, let him talk. He's saying stuff, though, that he's letting people know information, like, who's going to believe this stuff? Let him say it. Let him talk about it. And just know it's fine. Let's hide, just kind of hide in the shadows, if you will, and let the guy talk, because they're just going to cover him on the same channels that cover them and the same places, and it's not going to cross over to mainstream. And just let him talk. He's been talking for years. Whatever. It's the same. No, it's not moving anything. Yeah, he's telling people about the hybrid program. Who's going to believe that? That could be something. Because if you listen to what like Eric Davis said with the different species and things of that nature, because it is, out of control, nutso when you think about the fact, okay, he's not the only one. There are tons of people who said this, but that he has that chip there. That there are two beings that visited him. I just know myself that if I had that type of interaction with, beings in that nature, like I don't know if I could calmly ever say it. I think it's all I would talk about. I'd be like, this is a very obscure reference from a movie called Dark City. Guys in the back is like just losing his mind, knowing what's actually going on in the world, saying it's not real. None of it's real. And I'd be like, there was an alien with a cloak in my house. Would you like a pizza? No, I want to tell you about the alien with the cloak. But then again, I didn't work for the CIA for years and can't keep the composure the same way. But yeah, of course, you hear this and you go, is this batshit crazy? Like, who? Ramirez has been out there many times over talking about these types of things and what's his end game overall. Is it, a lot of people say, well, he's a patriot. He wants people to know. Like David Grush and other people, he wants the information out there. He's a disinformation agent. It's like anytime you hear this, how do you prove stuff like this? I'm very fascinated in the interview. I want to listen to the full interview and hear these things because, as I say every single time, what if down the line we find out that all of this stuff is exactly accurate and is true? We weren't listening to those people who were telling us. And the idea, there are some actors and actresses I see sometimes, they look kind of like a hybrid of an alien. Sometimes. People in general, you see someone in the street sometimes, you go, I wonder if that person's half alien. The idea of it, the science behind it, I don't doubt anything anymore. As I told you guys many times over, I think that we live in a place that there's a lot of us that go, well, if I can't see it, I don't believe it. I think we're a lot smarter than we really are. And I think that there are people out there who obviously do things and have science that we can't even fathom. I think that there's things that we don't know about. He mentioned briefly inside of this, and I'm sure in the full article, about the underwater aspect of it and the things that were attained underwater. I think underwater in the ocean is a different planet all in itself with the kind of stuff that's going on down there that we can't access because of our limited capacities as beings of what we're able to survive. And I don't doubt anything anymore. Do I put a stamp down and say, yeah, Ramirez is telling the truth? There's aliens among us, just like a lot of other people are saying. There are aliens among us. I can't say it. I can't say it. Bigelow, when you listen to James Fox talking about when he sat down with Bigelow said the same thing. They're walking among us. Is that true? Maybe, but I wish they'd intervene. Changes. Are we bored with the way that the world works now? We're doing it this way. Everything going on in the news. It's like, it's the same thing. It'll happen again. People start yelling at each other. Countries start yelling at each other. Things that happen. It's like, we're bored with the way that society, for thousands upon thousands of years, it's been going like this. We're bored with this. We find a new way to say, oh, is that the way the world is actually supposed to work? Is that the way that species are supposed to actually interact? Is that the way we're supposed to use our minds? If that's what life is really all about. If that's really something that's out there, it fascinates me. It's why I talk about this subject in general, because I tend to believe there's more to it than what's really in front of us. I find quantum physics fascinating. I understand none of it, but I want to. I wish, if you had that part of your brain that you could tap into, that you understood everything about quantum physics. I mean, I'm sure there's tons of people a lot smarter than me that want to do that too. I would love to, and fascinated with the way time and space and all that works, and I just tend to believe that there's more to it than this. And there's a lot of you maybe that are watching that don't feel that way, and you have every right to feel that way. I'm just saying that when I hear stories like this, I don't necessarily poo-poo them right away, because I just don't think we know everything. It's easy for us to go, okay, yeah, right, this guy's talking about hybrid aliens and this and science. The fact that he said, which I do believe, that if this did exist, that they would say this is a bigger program than a Manhattan Project. Yeah, of course it is. Changes everything we know about our DNA, our species in general, the idea of life at other places. Of course it's bigger than the Manhattan Project, if that is indeed the case. So I don't know. I find it fascinating. Do you find it fascinating? What do you think of this? The comments I'm sure are going to be off the charts in this one, and I want to read them. I want to hear what you guys have to say about it. I know that the initial, there's going to be tons of comments. So this is, again, a bunch of nonsense, yada, yada, yada. But even if you are in the nonsense side of it, which, again, fair if you feel that way, what is it in general about it that you feel it's nonsense? Is it because you feel that Ramirez could be a disinformation agent? Do you feel that it's just one of those things that is just science fiction that has no merit? And the opposite side, if you believe it, why do you believe it? Why do you think that it is true? Why do you think that anything could be possible? Let's have conversations. That's what I always try to encourage inside, and you guys have been really good about that in the comment section. Have an actual conversation about it, because this is something that I think that everybody should discuss, especially the fact that he had mentioned inside of that trailer, the thing about the egg-shaped UFOs, things that we've seen. Everything kind of lines up with other things that have been said. So anyway, curious what you guys think. Put your thoughts in there. If you really want to think about it even more, you should think about it when you're using VIIA. That's right. I tell you about VIIA all the time. I'm going to tell you about VIIA now. You'll help out the show more than you could know, and you're going to thank me about it too. But I'll tell you about VIIA. Here it is. Feeling your best starts with the right products. For me, VIIA. I am so proud to have them sponsoring this episode. You guys know how much I love VIIA. How many times you heard me talk about VIIA? I dig them. I love them. All the time, I am with VIIA. If you haven't tried them yet, you're seriously missing out. Whether you need to unwind, refocus, boost your mind, VIIA is here to enhance your everyday and every night. It's trusted by over 500,000 happy customers. VIIA is changing the game in natural wellness. It blends powerful, high-quality hemp-derived ingredients to deliver real, effect-driven benefits. Whether you're looking to sleep better, have a better libido, improve focus, recover, or simply relax, VIIA has a tailored solution just for you. Best part is that VIIA legally ships around the USA. Discreet, direct to your door, no medical card required, and backed by a worry-free guarantee. If you're not sure where to start, take VIIA's Product Finder quiz. Get a personalized recommendation tailored to your needs. It can take you less than 60 seconds to complete. For me, I love them for the sleep ones. I'm telling you, it's so relaxing. Go to sleep. I just feel so chill. And I don't know how I ever lived without VIIA. I love VIIA. So if you're 21 and over, Treat yourself to 15% off. Get a free gift with your first order using our exclusive code, Kristian, at VIIAhemp.com. Plus, enjoy free shipping on orders over $100. That is VIIA, VIIAHEMP.com.